Welcome back to Digits. London 2012 coverage continues. I'm Simon Constable. Well, if the Olympics has taught us anything, it's not to tweet uncarefully. You've got to be careful when you do it. We got Neil Mann, Wall Street Journal's social editor, joining us now from London, where he's been covering this situation. And let's go through some of the rules and some of the examples of people who've actually managed to mess this up. Neil, first one. Don't send racist tweets.
Say again. Sorry, I lost you there.
The first one of these things that we shouldn't do on the list is don't send racist tweets. I feel like that seems really obvious.
You would think it should be obvious, yeah. I mean, if we look at the Olympics, we've already had two examples of athletes who've had to leave. One didn't even make it, a Greek athlete who posted a racist comment and was sent home. And the second time we had Mikel Marginella, the Swiss footballer, who also posted a tweet which was allegedly racist against the South Koreans. And these are things which you think many people would be aware of. But I think the thing to be thinking about with Twitter is that many of these athletes come out here and they might compete, and then in the heat of the moment they post something which really they shouldn't have done. And in the example of, racist tweets, there's absolutely no excuse for it. And it's quite surprising that you've got professional athletes still doing it.
Yeah, it surprised me, which is why I said I'm shocked by that. Let's get on to some other stuff. Don't menace Olympians. Someone actually got arrested for this. Tell us about this.
Well, yesterday Tom Daley, who's a British prodigy diver in the synchronized diving, post his event. He was tweeting about it, and he received a couple of slightly abusive tweets to start with, which referenced the death of his father. These then seemed to escalate, and he retweeted those to his following. Since this incident, a 17-year-old boy has been arrested in connection with it as police are investigating menacing tweets. And again, I think one of the things to look at here is this is a separate issue to professional athletes. This is an issue of people at home interacting and engaging with effectively sports celebrities. And I think one of the things is many people look at this and I think they don't think of what they're actually doing is communicating with somebody. It's almost to them like shouting at the TV, when actually what they're doing is interacting with somebody on the other end who quite often, in say, for example, Tom Daley's incident, picks it up, passes it on, and there are repercussions off the back of it.
Yeah, so shouting at the TV at home, probably not great, but better than actually sending that over Twitter if you need to get your outrage out there. So tell us about Hope Solo. What did she do when she was angry?
Well, Hope Solo came off the pitch after one game and criticised Brandi Chastain for some of the comments she made about one of the Team USA defenders. And I mean, Hope Solo's renowned for some of her outspoken comments. And I think this is one of those examples of an athlete coming off the field, heat at the moment, making a comment on Twitter, which they may later regret, but at the time it was obviously something she wanted to put out there. And I think one of the things that for most athletes is that they've now got a publishing platform. They've got somewhere to actually go and vent their frustrations. And in Hope Solo's example, obviously she was engaging with Brandi Chastain in a very open way, in a very open platform post-game. And as a result, these kind of things can escalate.
Okay, so that's obviously count to 10 before you do it. And if you think you might regret it, don't. And if you're going to send it, think again. Don't post NBC executive information. That's very specific.
This is quite a contentious one. I mean, yesterday we had an example of Guy Adams, who's the independent newspaper's columnist in LA, who had his Twitter account suspended. And it emerged that this had happened off the back of him posting a tweet which contained the email address of NBC executive. Now, Guy Adams had been very outspoken when it came to NBC's coverage of the Olympics. I mean, NBC have had quite a lot of criticism online, and Guy Adams was one of those who was very, very open about his criticism. I think one of the things that's worth noting in this is that the reason his account was suspended was because Twitter's policy states that you cannot post private email addresses. Now, Guy has put forward to Twitter that actually the email address he posted was a corporate one, and it was already available on the internet. If you Googled it, you could find that email address, and that actually doesn't constitute breaking Twitter's regulations. So we're going to have to wait and see how that actually plays out and whether his account is reinstated.
I know this particular one has caused a lot of controversy, hasn't it? And I'm sure we'll be hearing about it for a few days. We have to leave it there. Thank you very much. Neil Mann, Wall Street Journal social media editor in London, enjoying the Olympics and wincing at the tweets. Thank you very much, sir.